Yes, you are seeing that right. The Dallas Mavericks have traded Luka Doncic and a couple other pieces for Anthony Davis and some first round picks. There's a couple other pieces in there, guys, and we're going to talk about this, but this is breaking news. And it is basically going to revolutionize the NBA as we know it. Rare, where a franchise player who's basically a generational talent ends up getting traded, and there's not a lot of news or buzz of why this happened. There's a lot of rumors and speculation. I'm going to get into that in a minute, but the most thing that I want to talk about is the effects of this and the madness that's going to be happening in the NBA when it comes to these trades. You're watching reactions of NBA players, just outrageous scenario that just took place. You have a franchise player in Luka Doncic, who's a generational talent in my opinion, and Dallas is doing okay. They're not at their best, and this trade is basically shaking them up and changing their future, which I'll get into a little later. But for the Lakers, you have a 40-year-old LeBron. He's not going to be around much longer. And to bring in a franchise player, that is insane. And it's a generational talent. And you have two great passers, two great scorers. The question that I have, and we'll talk about it in a minute with some highlights and breakdowns, is can this be what you guys expect? Right? Can they win a championship together? Of course, any team can win a championship if they have the right pieces. The bench for the Lakers isn't exactly the most, let's just say, heavy when it comes to the actual rotation for centers. So with that in mind, you have to think about like, okay, who are we going to for our centers? You have Harris, which I think he's good, and there's a bunch of other guys in there, but you couldn't name them right now. I think if you're just a casual fan, you won't be able to name the roster the way that we, hardcore guys might. And so I just started thinking about what does this mean for the Lakers? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because, like, this kind of tells you that they're ready. If LeBron leaves, you have a player who's going to actually carry them, and he can continue the Lakers' legacy. Lakers have been some of the greatest in the history, in my opinion, by the way, but greatest in history in the NBA. And it's not even an opinion, that's facts, guys. Just think about how many championships they've won and how consistent. There's 17 championships, and they're always relevant in recent years. They've been finding ways to kind of stay in the playoffs and try to make a push in recent years. And when they lost Kobe, recovered as fast as possible to get LeBron and all of that good stuff. So it's an interesting time, and I want to dive into some footage with Luka because I just want to talk about him and just say, like, this guy right here is 100% a generational talent. And you're not going to get a lot of players like this. He's a little more methodical, a little slower, but he can score at will, and he can play make for his teammates. So him coming and then Davis leaving is honestly outrageous to me. And I haven't let that sink in, to be honest with you. But what I can say is that both players are phenomenal. Davis helped Lakers win a championship. Davis is a big man for the future, aka he can shoot the three, he can spread the floor, he's versatile, he can guard the center, but he can play the power forward. That's what he likes to play. And he's pairing up with Kyrie, which I think is the most craziest thing. If you said, hey, AD and Kyrie are getting together, you would think that's amazing. Right now, most of us, and you're watching this, you'll think, oh, Luka and LeBron's going to be the most broken NBA in the game. And that'll be easy. The easy way to say, like, yeah, cool. But Anthony Davis with Kyrie Irving, to me, can be probably one of the most unstoppable forces, because Kyrie Irving on a pick and roll with a big man who can shoot, that's deadly. And on top of that, they got Klay Thompson and Jason They have a good team. I do believe that Maverick didn't lose this trade in the short term. I think that in the next 3 years, they can win a championship if they put the right pieces together and they stay healthy. It's possible that they can compete for a championship. The question is, will Luka and LeBron James work out? And the answer, of course, no one knows. It's really a synergy thing, but the Lakers don't have such a big bench. They got to work on that. So I believe another trade is in the works. And I believe that, Luka, LeBron will end up doing some really big noise in the foreseeable future. The truth is, the torch is being passed. Luka will be the franchise Laker player once LeBron retires this year or next year. There's no exact timing when he's going to retire, but hopefully he can have a farewell year and play next year. We'll see about that, but I believe Luka will carry the Lakers for the foreseeable future. And will they be great or anything like that? It really depends on the GMs, but I think this is insane. And to kind of just touch on things outside of this, I don't want to go too deep down a rabbit hole with the NBA, but the truth is the NBA is crazy right now. You have teams that are going to make big trades, that want to make trades. Like Miami wants to make a trade 100%. They do. Chicago wants to make trade. Philly wants to make trade. These are teams that are supposed to be competing, and they're not doing that great compared to where they should be. And then on the West as well, you have young team talent, and then you got these older guys like the Clippers, the Lakers who just traded, Minnesota, Dallas, and of course the Suns, where KD, Beal, and Booker are struggling. And so all of that, it's looking like some crazy trades can happen, and the Warriors are trying to make it into the playoffs. So of course they can shake it up, and this is going to make people brave as well to say, "Hey man, we gotta make a way. We gotta do something." And so for me, it's gonna be a fun next 3-4 days. I'll probably do a second follow-up video, talk about this trades that are coming. But this channel is mostly NBA and some NBA 2K as well. So if you're into that, rock with me. I'm gonna be doing giveaways and streams and things like that. So I hope y'all enjoyed this quick breakdown. I just wanted to kind of recap some of my thoughts and feelings about this. Here's my prediction. I think that, Luka and LeBron won't make it too far, but since they're superstars, they'll be in the playoffs and they'll try to make a push. And then LeBron can retire maybe next year and give a farewell tour, and then Luka will take over. As far as the Dallas, they have the better potential at the moment because I believe a big man with Kyrie is smooth right now. Like, he's on point. And together they can actually do some real damage. It's going to be an unstoppable force. Two great players coming together. So I think Dallas will be good for the next 3 years if they stay together. So we'll see what happens. It's an amazing time to be an NBA fan, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment so we can keep these videos going. Trying to build up and get more into the NBA, especially now that the playoffs are 3 months away. I'm going to be ramping it up. I see y'all on the next one.